welcome Laura Vitale. On this episode of Laura in the Kitchen, I want to show you how to make some cornbread stuffing. It is so easy to make and it is absolutely delicious, perfect for Thanksgiving. So if you don't already know, what kind of stuffing you're going to make this year, you've got some really good cornbread stuffing I'm going to share with you this year. But last year I did sausage, peppers, and onions stuffing that I just really love. So yeah, I'm really excited to share this recipe with you. But before we get started, let's go over the ingredients. You're going to need some chopped up celery, onions, and garlic, some cornbread, of course, I'll talk about this in just a minute, some chicken stock, some bacon that I've chopped, 2 eggs that I've lightly beaten, some unsalted butter, poultry seasoning, salt, and pepper. That's it. I mean, it's so simple and it is so easy. I love stuffing. Like, obviously in Italy we don't have Thanksgiving, but in America we do, and it's just a tradition that every year I look forward to so much, getting the Thanksgiving meal ready. Okay, I'm getting ahead of myself. I've got a large skillet here with high sides, but over medium heat. I'm going to add my bacon, and I'm going to let that crisp up for just a few minutes. Now, for the cornbread, I made some cornbread last night. My husband and I had some for dinner. As you can see, there's a couple missing slices, which was perfect because I really wanted to make cornbread stuffing, and my cornbread recipe, which you can get on laurinthekitchen.com, it is so easy. It is my all-time favorite cornbread recipe that I live and swear by because it's just like, to me, it's like perfect. It's slightly sweet, not too sweet. I make it in a cast iron skillet for that crunchy, crunchy outside bits that it's like divine. So yeah, I'm hoping that you'll try this recipe. But I think Thanksgiving, when it comes to Thanksgiving food, everyone has their classics, the way they do things, and that's why I always love hearing from you guys because I get a lot of inspiration from you. So it's like Thanksgiving, I want to ask like every single one of you, what kind of stuffing are you making this year, And by the way, do let me know what kind of stuffing you're making this year, especially if it's like a really different combination that I'm not used to, because I would love to try it out. I made a stuffing with chestnuts once, but that was like divine. And that was, given to me by someone else. So anyway, enough rambling. I'm going to let my bacon crisp up. I'm going to remove it from the pan, and I'll show you the next step. Remove your bacon with a slotted spoon. If your bacon renders out a lot of its fat, you can get rid of some of it, but mine didn't really let out too much fat. You can see there's maybe 2 teaspoons in there. So I'm going to put the heat down to medium, and I'm going to add in my butter. And because I'm going to cook my veggies in butter, they get that really sort of sweet, delicious flavor. And I'm going to cook them over medium-low heat because I want them not so much to develop a lot of color, but I kind of want them to slow cook and get really soft and sweet and delicious. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to season them lightly with a little bit of salt and pepper. And then I'm just going to cook them over medium-low heat for about 12 to 15 minutes. Or until they've cooked down quite a bit. And in the meantime, while that's going, and I've got my bacon ready, I'm going to just take my cornbread and just tear it with my fingers into little tiny pieces like that. Just crumble it up. My veggies are looking just as I want them to. They've taken about 15 minutes, but they've cooked down a bit. They've caramelized. That's a new word. They've caramelized a bit. Smells delicious in here. So now I'm just going to sprinkle over some, I hate those little screwy top thingies. They just don't do it for me. Sprinkle over some poultry seasoning. You also want to make sure you have your oven preheated to 375 because this is going to go into your oven. All right. Veggies are looking fab. I'm going to put them in the same bowl as my cornbread. It smells so delicious in here. That poultry seasoning makes anything smell like Thanksgiving to me. I don't know what it is, but it just smells delicious. I'm going to add in my cooked bacon. Awesome. Start to give this a head start. I'm going to add in my beaten eggs. This is a really good binder. And it also somehow gives the interior of the inside of the stuffing almost like a souffle-like richness and almost lightness to it, which I really like. So now I'm going to start adding in my chicken stock. Now this is completely up to you. Some people like their stuffing completely soaked in stock and be really mushy and some people don't. So I'm gonna start with a little bit of this, maybe about half. Give it a stir. See where I am, and then I can just keep adding a little bit more here and there. I reckon that for me, it's gonna take about 3 cups, and it'll be perfect. But again, just give it a try, and just putting it in a little bit at a time, because that's really the only way you'll know whether it's right or not. Gonna add one more splash, and then I think it's done for me. Yep. Okay, you want to make sure you have a butter dish ready, and then just give this one last quick stir. Put this right in, and you know, if you do make it a little bit more on the liquid side, you got to remember that this will dry out as it cooks in the oven, so don't worry about it too much. Now this is going to go into my oven at 375 for about 45 minutes to an hour, or until the top is a gorgeous golden brown and crispy, and I will show you what it looks like once it's done. My stuffing baked for about 45 minutes, and that's exactly what you're looking for. As you can see, it's really nice and crispy golden brown on the top, and it is just smelling amazing in here. So I know I have company coming, but I kind of just want to show you what it looks like. Look at that. It is just gorgeous. Holds together really well. It's nice and crispy on the outside, but it's still got that sort of soft. It's making my mouth water. I can hardly take it. I'm going to take that piece right there. It's so good. The cornbread is very sweet, and yet you get those sort of salty bites from the bacon. That is really delicious. You can also, don't forget, you can stuff this in your turkey. If you are someone that likes to have their stuffing in the turkey, this is a great recipe for it. Just use a little less water, because you know sometimes the turkey will release its own juices, and you don't want it to be too wet. But that's about it. I hope you've enjoyed spending time with me. Go to laurainthekitchen.com to get this recipe, along with many others for Thanksgiving. I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.